There is an island where time seems to move differently, not because the clocks run slower, but because the people do. At sunrise, fishermen quietly prepare their boats as they have for generations. Small gardens awaken beneath the morning light. The sound of waves drifts through villages where neighbors still greet one another by name. Here, reaching 100 years old is remarkable, but it is not the most remarkable thing. What truly surprises visitors is how those extra years are lived, not in haste, not in isolation, but with purpose, with laughter, and with a deep connection to the people and the land around them. Yet Okinawa is far more than an island of longevity. It is a place where coral reefs meet ancient forests, where the legacy of an independent kingdom still lingers, where sacred traditions exist alongside busy American air bases, and where every generation is quietly redefining what it means to call this island home. Because hidden among these islands is a way of life unlike anywhere else in Japan. This is Okinawa. Long before there were villages, long before there were castles, long before anyone called these islands home, there was only the sea, stretching endlessly beneath the subtropical sun. The waters surrounding Okinawa are among the clearest in the world. But these waters are more than beautiful. They are the reason these islands exist at all. Beneath the surface, countless tiny coral animals spent thousands of years building limestone reefs, layer upon layer. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, those reefs rose from the ocean. What began beneath the waves eventually became islands where forests could grow, where birds could nest, and where people would one day build their homes. Even now, the sea continues to shape everyday life. Before dawn, fishing boats leave quiet harbors, while the streets are still asleep. Children grow up learning the tides almost as naturally as they learn the seasons. The scent of salt drifts through open windows, and the rhythm of the waves quietly marks the passing of each day. The ocean also brought strangers. For centuries, merchants crossed these waters carrying silk from China, ceramics from Korea, spices from Southeast Asia, and new ideas from distant lands. The sea never separated Okinawa from the world. It connected it. Yet these same waters have also carried storms powerful enough to reshape entire coastlines. Every summer, the people of Okinawa prepare for typhoons that arrive with little mercy. The sea that gives life can also remind the islands how fragile life can be. Perhaps that is why the people here have never tried to conquer the ocean. They simply learn to live with it, to respect its generosity and accept its power. Because in Okinawa, the sea is not the edge of the island, it is the beginning of every story. Before the first cafes open, before tourists begin filling the beaches, someone has already been awake for hours. The garden gate creaks open. A pair of weathered hands gently brushes the leaves of a bitter melon vine. The air still carries the coolness of the night. Somewhere nearby, a rooster breaks the silence. There is no hurry, no schedule waiting to be chased. Only familiar routines, repeated so many times that they have become almost effortless. Watering the vegetables, sweeping the front path, stopping to greet a neighbor walking by. Breakfast is simple. Steamed vegetables, fresh tofu, a bowl of soup, tea poured slowly into small cups. Nothing feels extravagant, yet nothing feels rushed. Later in the morning, friends begin to gather beneath the shade of an old banyan tree. Some play sanshi, the traditional three-stringed instrument, whose gentle melodies have echoed across Okinawa for centuries. Others simply sit together, sharing stories they have told many times before, without ever growing tired of hearing them again. Only now, after following this ordinary morning, does one remarkable detail quietly emerge. The woman tending the garden is 101 years old. The man laughing beside her has just celebrated his 98th birthday. No one introduces them as extraordinary, because here they are simply neighbors. The melody arrives long before the musician does. Three strings, a wooden body covered with patterned snake skin, and a sound unlike anything found on Japan's main islands. Soft, melancholic, yet strangely comforting. In Okinawa, music is rarely something reserved for concert halls. It drifts through family gatherings, echoes from neighborhood festivals, spills out from small restaurants after sunset. Sometimes it is simply part of an ordinary evening. For centuries, these islands belonged to the Ryukyu Kingdom, a small maritime kingdom surrounded by powerful neighbors, yet never defined by any one of them. Ships sailed regularly to China. Merchants welcomed visitors from Korea, Siam, Java, and beyond. Ideas crossed the sea as easily as the wind. Instead of building an empire through conquest, Ryukyu built one through connection. Its greatest strength was not an army, it was its ability to bring distant worlds together. That openness quietly shaped everything. The language, the architecture, the clothing, the dances. Even the food carried flavors gathered from across Asia, before becoming something entirely its own. Centuries later, the kingdom itself disappeared. Its royal court fell silent. Its kings became history. Its political borders vanished from the map. Yet its spirit never truly left. It survives in songs that grandparents still remember, in prayers spoken before family altars, in the bright red walls of Shuri Castle rising once again above the hills, in festivals where ancient dances are performed not for tourists, but for ancestors. Many visitors arrive, believing Okinawa is simply another part of Japan. It is, but it is also something more. A place where one identity was never completely replaced by another. Instead, they learn to exist together, layer upon layer, like the coral beneath the sea, still supporting everything built above it. The music stops. A deep roar rolls across the sky. Within seconds, conversation pauses. Heads instinctively turn upward. A fighter jet races overhead, its sound echoing between apartment buildings before disappearing into the distance. For many visitors, it is unexpected. For many people who live here, it is simply another Tuesday. Okinawa is often imagined as a place of quiet beaches and turquoise water. Yet above those same beaches, one of the largest concentrations of American military forces outside the United States has existed for decades. Two very different worlds share the same horizon. In one neighborhood, an elderly woman hangs freshly washed clothes beneath the morning sun. Just a few streets away, a convoy of military vehicles rolls toward the base. Children ride bicycles to school. Helicopters cross overhead. Neither scene feels unusual because both have become part of everyday life. Some families have lived beside these bases for generations. Their memories are filled with the sounds of aircraft, security fences, and flashing runway lights after sunset. For younger Okinawans, these sights have always been there, like mountains or the sea, almost permanent. Yet life continues. Base employees stop for coffee before work. Local fishermen return with the morning catch. High school students wait for buses. Tourists search for hidden beaches. Everyday routines quietly overlap, even when opinions do not. Perhaps that is one of Okinawa's greatest contradictions. It is an island where peace is deeply treasured, yet reminders of war are never very far away. And somehow, between the sound of waves and the sound of jet engines, life keeps moving forward. As the afternoon sun begins to soften, another ritual quietly begins across Okinawa. Kitchen windows slide open. Steam rises from well-used pots. Knives tap gently against wooden cutting boards. Somewhere, someone calls out, "Dinner is almost ready." The meal itself is never meant to impress. There are no elaborate decorations, no carefully arranged courses, just dishes that have appeared on Okinawan tables for generations. Bitter melon, stir-fried with egg, slow-cooked pork, fresh island vegetables, seaweed gathered from nearby waters. Rice served without ceremony. Before anyone begins eating, there is a brief moment of stillness. Hands come together. Itadakimasu, a simple phrase, not merely gratitude for the food, but for everyone whose hands helped bring it here. The farmers, the fishermen, the family waiting around the table. Then the room slowly comes alive. Chopsticks move from plate to plate. Someone laughs before finishing a story. A child reaches for the last piece of tofu. An older relative quietly places it into the child's bowl instead. No one says anything. No one needs to. Many visitors come searching for the secret behind Okinawa's extraordinary longevity. Some point to vegetables, others to fish, soy, or herbs found only on these islands. Perhaps they are all partly right. But watching an Okinawan family share dinner, it becomes clear that health cannot always be measured by what is on the plate alone. It is also found in the conversations that slow the evening down, in neighbors who never eat alone, in grandparents who still have a place at the center of the table, in the feeling that no one is in a hurry to leave. Long after the dishes have been cleared away, people remain seated. Tea replaces dinner. The stories continue. Outside, the island grows quiet. Inside, the evening is only beginning. Along the seawall, fishermen pause before casting one last line. Children abandon their bicycles and climb onto the rocks. Couples fall silent. Even passing cars seem fewer than they were only moments before. No announcement is made. No music begins to play. Yet everyone somehow knows the day is almost over. The western sky slowly changes. Blue becomes gold. Gold becomes orange. Then, for only a few fleeting minutes, the entire horizon glows as if the ocean itself has caught fire. There is applause nowhere, only quiet. Cameras are lowered. Phones disappear into pockets. Many people simply watch, as though they have seen this sunset 1,000 times and still refuse to miss another. On these islands, evenings are not treated as something to rush through. They are allowed to unfold at their own pace. Conversations grow softer. Restaurants fill with familiar faces. Small lanterns begin glowing outside homes. The day's final light gently gives way to another rhythm. Perhaps this is why time feels different here. Not because life is slower every minute of the day, but because people still recognize the moments worth slowing down for. In many places, a sunset marks the end of the day. In Okinawa, it often feels like the beginning of the evening. Families gather, neighbors wander outside, music drifts from open doorways. The island exhales. Tomorrow will bring another sunrise, another tide, another ordinary day. But for now, nothing seems more important than watching the light disappear beyond the sea. Morning arrives quietly, but the streets wake much faster. Convenience stores unlock their doors before the sun climbs above the rooftops. Fresh bread appears behind bakery windows. Coffee machines hum to life. School buses begin collecting children from neighborhoods still wrapped in soft morning light. Every road seems to lead somewhere different. A narrow alley lined with flowering walls suddenly opens onto a busy shopping street. A few blocks later, glass office buildings give way to wooden homes that have stood for decades. Nothing feels planned, yet somehow everything fits together. Walk long enough, and Okinawa begins revealing itself through ordinary details. A vending machine standing alone beside a sugarcane field. A tiny ramen shop with only 6 seats. An elderly man repairing fishing nets outside his garage. Teenagers laughing as they race toward an arcade after school. Each scene lasts only a moment before another quietly replaces it. Unlike Tokyo, no one seems to be competing with time. Traffic moves, people work, businesses open and close. Life is busy, but rarely frantic. The island has found its own rhythm. One where modern apartment buildings overlook centuries-old stone walls, where electric buses pass shrines hidden beneath giant banyan trees, where smartphones share the same pockets as lucky charms collected from family temples. Past and present do not compete here. They simply walk the same streets. As afternoon fades, the sidewalks begin changing once again. Students become surfers, office workers become musicians, market vendors become neighbors, chatting outside their shops. The island quietly changes clothes without ever changing its character. There is a path that many visitors walk straight past. No ticket booth, no souvenir shop, no grand entrance announcing its importance. Only a narrow trail disappearing beneath the shade of ancient trees. The air changes almost immediately. The wind becomes softer. Birdsong replaces the distant traffic. Even the sunlight struggles to reach the forest floor. Instinctively, people begin speaking more quietly. Some stop talking altogether. No sign asks for silence. Yet silence somehow feels appropriate. For centuries, places like these have been known as sacred groves. Long before temples of stone, before written prayers, before organized religion arrived from distant lands, the forests themselves were places of worship. The people of Okinawa believed that the natural world was never empty. A weathered rock, an old banyan tree, a spring hidden beneath limestone. Any of them could become a place where the unseen world quietly touched the visible one. Their spiritual tradition did not ask people to escape nature. It asked them to belong to it, to walk gently, to take only what was needed, to remember that every living thing shared the same island. Even today, those beliefs have not entirely disappeared. Outside many homes, small family altars remain carefully tended. During important festivals, prayers are still offered to ancestors. Not because people are trapped in the past, but because the past continues to live beside them. Modern Okinawa has shopping malls, expressways, luxury resorts. international airports. Yet hidden between them, ancient sacred places continue to survive, almost unchanged, almost unnoticed. Perhaps that is the quiet miracle of this island. Progress arrived. The world changed. Empires came and went. But somewhere beneath the shade of old trees, people still lower their voices, not out of fear, but out of respect. Because some places do not ask to be understood, only remembered. Every island carries its memories, but no island can live in yesterday forever. On a quiet afternoon, an old fisherman carefully repairs a net that has been used for years. Not far away, a young designer sits inside a cafe building a business that will reach customers she may never meet in person. They have never spoken, yet both are trying to build a future on the same island. For generations, Okinawa's villages were places where families rarely moved far from home. Children often grew up only a few streets from their grandparents. Neighbors knew one another. Traditions were passed from one season to the next. Today, many young Okinawans leave for Tokyo, Osaka, or Fukuoka. Some are searching for opportunity. Others simply want to experience a different life. The island they love is not always the island where they can build the future they imagine. But many eventually return, not because Okinawa has remained unchanged, but because something here continues to call them home. Perhaps it is the sea, perhaps it is family, or perhaps some places never really leave the people who grew up there. Tourism has transformed the islands as well. New hotels rise along coastlines once known only to local fishermen. International visitors arrive searching for untouched beaches, while the island quietly works to protect the very beauty that attracts them. Growth brings opportunity, but it also asks difficult questions. How much should change? And what must never change at all? There are no easy answers. Every generation inherits a different Okinawa, and every generation leaves behind another. Perhaps that has always been true. The Ryukyu Kingdom disappeared. Wars reshaped these islands. Cities expanded. Roads grew wider. The world kept arriving. Yet somehow, Okinawa never stopped being Okinawa. Maybe the future of this island will not be decided by choosing between tradition and progress, but by finding a way to let both grow together, just as they always have. Every place leaves us with a memory. Okinawa leaves us with a question. What if a rich life isn't about living faster or even living longer, but about noticing the moments most of us are too busy to see? Perhaps that is the true spirit of these islands, not found in the beaches, or the ancient castles, or even in the remarkable age of its people. But in the quiet way, they choose to live each day. Long after the sun sets beyond the Pacific, Okinawa remains. Waiting for another morning, another shared meal, another story. Somewhere beyond the horizon, another extraordinary place is waiting to be discovered.